What's good? What's good? It's your girl, GGirl. Welcome to the Iccy Show. I'm about to get the legendary DJ Hollywood on here, and we're about to start this Iccy Show. I hope everyone's having a blessed Saturday. This is part 2. We had some technical difficulty, so we're just waiting for him to get on here, and then we're gonna start the Iccy Show. I hope everyone's having a blessed. Oh, here we go. We tricked them. Here we go. The Iccy Show's about to be pop. What's going on, King? Welcome to the Iccy Show. We're here with DJ Hollywood, the legendary. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm here. Well, it took a minute too. I didn't know what was going on. I had you on my laptop. I'm like, what's going on? Had you on my phone. How you doing?
Good, good. How are you today?
Fantastic, fantastic. I'm really not a technical person, Jackie. Like, I usually get somebody else to figure out all this stuff, right? Because I get too frustrated, you know, with the internet stuff, because it kind of takes me out of my normal realm. I'm used to turntables and a mic. Yeah, I'm used to turntables and records. This stuff is this is crazy right now.
You know, they're going back to the records. I've seen the record players coming back in the stores. Vinyl, yes.
Well, see, what they are doing too, they're making those they're making them digital, the turntables, which to me is kind of like cheating. You know, you can't have all that stuff logged into your stuff already where all you gotta do is push some buttons. You know, I'm the old school dude. I remember we used to have 30, 40 crates, you know, and you had to have it in order. But yeah, so right now I'm just sitting back trying to see if I could pull it up on my laptop too, because I did want to play something for you, but it didn't come through that way. That's why I was trying to set it up. But so I just did a mixtape with Don Hazel. I know you know Don Hazel.
Yeah, shout out to the Don.
That's my dude. That's my dude. So he did an East Coast mixtape. He wanted me to host it, right? And I said, yeah, you know, I got you, buddy. You know, I'm always down for the studio. Me and Don and Gunzy.
Oh yeah,
you know Gunzy?
Yeah, shout out to Gunzy. He actually did my hook for me.
Right. So basically, what I'm gonna do is, if I hold up. Oh, now my laptop wants to play you from the. That's crazy. So, but yeah, Gunzy did a whole bunch of tracks for me. I did some stuff with K Watts. You know K Watts?
Yeah, she's a beast from Boston.
Yeah, K Watts, Black Widow.
Beast.
Yo, you gotta get with this girl, Black Widow. She's fire. She's bars. She's
I'm in her music video.
Man, she's like the fucking next. Excuse me. She's the next Remy Ma.
Yes.
She's the next Remy Ma.
She's a beast.
So I always host her stuff, and you know, basically for me, DJing is a passion. This is what I've been doing since the early '80s. You know, and before this goes anywhere else, I'm gonna send you some photos that you can see of back when I first started DJing in the '80s. Back when we used to wear the big brass buckles on our belts and the Kango hats, you know?
Yep.
And so, and you know, a lot of stuff that I did in the city, you know, a lot of people really don't know about, because, you know, this is new age stuff that's going on now. But when we talk about talent shows at the Lee School, you know, I first started out dancing at the Lee School. You know, I used to watch Sandro Castro break dance on the stage at Lee School. You know, the choreographer for the group. Right. Shout out to Sandro. My choreographer for our group back then was a guy named David Vaughn. You know, and David Vaughn created the Funk Effects.
Yeah.
So that was the group that I was in. I was an original member in that group. Me, Ace, Anthony Ace Thomas, Tone Lopes, you know. So that's my dude. Like he actually took my place in the group when I started DJing in the dance group. Right? So I got a long history in the city. That's my city, you know. That's my town. Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, all the way back to when they were doing summer things in Franklin Field, Franklin Park, the annual Kite Festival. And I started off DJing, and I don't know if you saw on my page where there's a photo there of a good friend of mine, Tom Joyner, and my Uncle Vern Catron. My Uncle Vern Catron is who started me DJing professionally. You know, he was a DJ on an old radio station in Boston called WILD.
I remember.
So he got me, that's right, he got me linked up there, and I would come down there every day because I was just amazed at those freaking two turntables. Like, just to see a set of those twins, it blew my mind. I wanted to be a part of that. And so he started giving me records. They had this entity called the New England DJ Association. And you had to pay a small fee, and you would get all the promotional records free every month.
That's dope.
And all of those records would say DJ copy only, not for sale on them, right? And I was like, so I'm an official fucking DJ, right? I'm official. You know, anytime you get hooked up with the New England DJ Association. So I started meeting different DJs. And I think one of the first professional DJs that I worked with was at Northeastern University campus radio station when they had WRBB there.
Mm-hmm. I used to go there when they had it.
All right, so you remember my man, Wallace T and Skeeter.
Mm-hmm.
See, these are official mixed DJs. No computers, battle of the DJs. And, you know, we did a whole lot of stuff together. You know, my man, Magic Fingers, who recently just passed away, God bless him. You know, shout out to my man, Magic Fingers. That's right, that was my dude. Another DJ, Spoonie G. Spoonie G and I, like, we battled back and forth all the time. You know, we would, what you getting ready to do? I'm about to bring my tables over your house. We about to battle, you know. This was what we did. And then we just set up parties all over the city, block parties, house parties. And when you go back, because I saw a post one day from a DJ, Rusty Pendleton, Rusty Jammer was what they called him back then, right? And he was young. He was young. I remember they used to all come around. Yeah. Rusty. All these DJs that are when you hear them now, right? I believe that we were inspiration for them to know that they could do the stuff we were doing. Because I saw some of the posts that they wrote, you know, they were basically saying, these guys here taught us how to DJ. I'm one of the original scratch mix kings in Boston. Nobody was scratch mixing before me and Spoonie came out. Then we got my man, DJ Black, Four Corners legend.
Yep, I love him.
The Four Corners legend.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. My man, who I'm talking about, Spoonie G, that was his mentor. He taught DJ Black how to mix. From Black's lips to my ears, right? So Black's a legend, Spoonie's a legend, Rusty's a legend, you know, Skeeter, Wallace Terry, all of these guys who made it possible for DJs to do things in the city that nobody else has ever done. And now I host artists' tracks. I do shows where I'll host and introduce them. Artist Black Keys. I don't know if you know Black Keys.
Yep, I do. He's
This dude is bars.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these artists in Boston do not get the attention that they desperately deserve. You know, like these artists really came a long way. They have really paved the way for the next generation. Our problem in Boston, what I see is that a lot of us won't stick together. We won't invest in one another.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it one more time.
A lot of the problems in Boston, number one problem is we don't stick together. We won't invest in one another. And you know, this is crucial if you want to be successful in this business. This is a cutthroat business. You understand? You got your East Coast people who got their own particular group of people they deal with, mostly on the East Coast up by New York. Then you got your West Coast. They ain't messing with nobody but Cali and somebody surrounding that area. They're unified in that fact. Boston has to be unified on that same type of front. We have to stick together so we can bring Boston up. You know what I mean? So I will be doing a mixtape again. I'm doing one with Don Hazel again. I'm doing my mixtape. I'll be in Boston in January. Yeah, I'll be up there. So I'm doing a mixtape similar to the one I previously did with Don. The first one I did was called The Legendary DJ Hollywood Presents. And what I was trying to do was, because I had two ideas at that point. The Legendary DJ Hollywood Presents the Queens of the Streets, and the Legendary DJ Hollywood Presents the Kings of the Streets. This was my attempt at that point to try to bring this unity together. I wanted all the female rappers. If you thought you was the best female rapper, I came and I did several lives telling them, hit my inbox, call me. I put my whole cell phone number on live. Like, that's how passionate I was about making this happen. And so the first one that was going to come out was going to be the Kings of the Streets, because I had Black Keys, my main man, Wally Sparks, and my dude, Omega Beast Tracks. However, since that surgery, I've been to while he was recovering, but we haven't been musically since that. So I had to go and continue and do the Legendary DJ Hollywood Presents the Queens of the Streets, which featured D-Star, Yvonne, which is she's my wife. She did the hook in the background. Black Widow, K Watts, and another beast who is fire in Boston, Bad Girl Chemo. All right. I see your face. You don't even look like you know who that is, Jackie.
No, actually, honestly, I thought you were going to say someone else. So I was waiting for your response. That's why my face I know who she is, but I thought you were going to say someone else. That's why I was waiting for your response. That's why my look looked like that. I thought you were going to say Pretty Poison. She's a beast, I think.
Okay, so
she deserves.
So I sat out. Me and Pretty, we're good friends. You know, she's a beautiful person. She's just on her own wave. Like, you know, she's not letting anybody get in the way of her success. That's what I can say about Pretty. And you know, in this business, a lot of times things don't move fast enough. You know, sometimes it has to be something you're personally invested into to have the patience to stick it out. Mm-hmm. She has the patience to stick out what she's already created a foundation for with herself. I follow her on Facebook, Instagram, like that's my girl. So, you know, I understand everyone's path. It doesn't take away from the fact that I said that we all have to come together at some point in order to make this happen. In order for Boston to like officially be put on the freaking map, you know? Mm-hmm. because what we do is we pull followers, and then followers see that we're not getting represented by the folks in our own city, and they're like, not following them, you know. But we do have a lot of followers. Or another dude who's fire, who I worked with before on the Don Hazel gangster track for his soundtrack, I'm a Gangster. And I also played his bodyguard in that movie, you know. I was Don's right-hand man, you know. And who I worked with on that soundtrack was Cincinnati Rose, Tanya Yola, you know, Tiffany Drama, and who else was on this track? Oh man, there was just so many different artists on the track that I, you know, it's hard for me to remember all of them.
Spin.
Cadillac Spin was on there. As a matter of fact, I hosted their track, Black Widow and Cadillac Spin's track, Revenge.
Yeah.
Just last year. Yeah.
That I was there in the studio when they were recording that shit. That they're beasts. Honestly, I salute to those Queen Black Widow and King Cadillac Spin. I salute to them. And I think Cadillac Spin's the next one to come out of Boston on one of the top artists. No bullshit. I give that man is a beast. And
he's definitely nice.
He just needs the foundation and a solid team and someone solid. Focus. Loyalty. Loyalty is a big key in this game, and a lot of people don't have that in this game. And I'm a loyalty 100%, and that's the problem. People don't like me because I might say something and be true what I say, and they don't like that. But facts is facts. You know what I'm saying? If you're acting like a witch,
told people,
I'm gonna tell you acting like a witch. You know what I mean? Like people gotta twist it.
I'm the same way, Jackie, because this is who I am. I'm that dude that you don't like because the stuff that people will say behind your back, I'm gonna say in your damn face.
Me too.
See, that's how it's going down. I'm not. It's not gonna be. I heard Hollywood said this. So, you know, there are several artists that I want to give shout out to who are instrumental in doing a lot of things in this city. One of them is, like I said, my man Tone Lopes, Don Hazel, Feta, CEO and founder of FMG Music. You know what I mean? Black Widow, D-Star, Bad Girl Chemo, Pretty Poison, Tiffany Drama. I already said D-Star. That's my girl. She lays it down too. Michelle, my man Frank Hobby, Omega Beast, Tanyola. So, you know, can't forget my man, Seven Sins.
Yeah.
So,
congrats.
All of these artists, right. All of these artists were on this Don Hazel track, the soundtrack to the movie, I Trust No One. So, and, you know, when we talk about people who are creating venues and, you know, platforms for people to showcase their talent, Don Hazel's that dude. He does that. There's probably not an artist in the city that you can name that he hasn't either allowed to be on his platform or worked with at some point. You know?
I salute that, definitely. He gave me the opportunity of being an actress, and since he gave me that opportunity, my career is kicked off like sky high. Like I travel to the States to be in web series, movies. I got my own movie coming out in Texas, you know, so I salute to him because he gave me that kickoff from Boston, and I appreciate him, Sonny Thompson.
So, yeah, that's my dude. And so like I said, in January, I'm coming up there. We're going to put my mixtape together. He wants me to be in a movie that he's coming out with. Of course, I'm always there for the kid, right? So, you know, this is just my life. Music is what makes me happy. It does something, you know, being a part of it, managing, producing records, you know, just finding some kind of way to keep this going. Fun fact too, Jackie, when I told you about the group I was in, the Funk Effects, we danced. There was not a group in the city that
I had bad connection. Or maybe it wasn't me, it was him. I thought it was me. We'll have to get him back on here. He's going to talk about a lot right now. Shout out to everyone watching. Make sure if you guys want to cash at me that $5 to get your entry to be in, to get a GGirl hoodie sweater and a 32-ounce Mason and a 2-in-1 jar, let me know. Inbox me that, and I'll give you that cash up. Let me get Mr. Hollywood back on here, and we're going to start this. Oh, he took it away? Send it back to me. You must be having a bad connection. That's why it deleted on you. But everyone that's watching, that's DJ Hollywood. We're about to get him back on here as soon as we can. Shout out to Pretty Poison. I think she deserves, even though she went her own route, her voice is different. To me, she sounds like Little Kim and Remy Ma. So that's my own opinion from Boston. About to get him on here. New Iccy shirts, the Snapchat and the Instagram. Pop in. What's Boston?
Am I there?
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
I don't either. It just disappeared. I'm trying to remember what I was about to tell you this about. Okay, yeah, I was talking about dancing and with the funk effects. So, as I said before, you know, there wasn't anyone that could beat us in the talent shows as far as dancing. We like took all the trophies, right? So, one group who became more popular at the talent shows was a group called the Dramaticians. And my man Brooke Payne, choreographer for New Edition, he created that group. Excuse me. So we decided to put this talent show together. Me, David Vaughn, and the legendary Maurice Starr. So we came up with an idea to do a talent show at the Strand Theater. I don't know if you remember that talent show. This is where New Edition received their recording contract. It was called the Hollywood Talent Night. Yep, the Hollywood Talent Night. Nobody really knows where that came from, you know? Jackie. Looks like we're drifting away some kind of way. Hello? Uh-oh. Something's happening.
We lost him again. I apologize. They don't want us to connect. You see how the hate is? There's someone that's watching here trying to block that shit for real. They don't want him to talk about what he got to say. That's what's fucked up. Excuse my French, but it is. But check out the new Iccy shirt. Let me get him back on. He just sent the request. I got the Snapchat, the Instagram first to do it. All in one, Andy and Richie, your boy nicest. You just put your phone to it, bam. What's poppin'?
I know, right? Yo, look. Yo, the hate is real. I keep telling people, right? Don't think that shit happens by circumstance. It doesn't, you know? Just like when we're on this social media. This is the reason I keep telling y'all, Boston. Listen to everybody in the 617. You have to take every talent that you have and organize it and network with someone else who's doing the same thing. This is how we become global, so we don't have to rely on other entities to allow us to communicate. You see? Because if we had enough people working together, we could be in our own studio right now filming these interviews. You understand? This is what I'm talking about. This is why we don't have our own record labels that are mainstream. You understand? Our own studios that are mainstream. We're relying on other entities. And I'm trying to tell people this. Just like I said about what I was saying about the Hollywood Talent Night. I'm Hollywood. This is where all this stuff started. The groups that came behind my dance group with David Vaughn, well, not my dance group, it was his dance group, but the group I was in with Tone Lopes and Anthony H. Thomas, these groups are what created groups after that. And I literally mean created. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, New Kids on the Block. One interview I heard on YouTube, they were interviewing Ronnie DeVoe. This kid said, they asked him, why did you become an artist? Why did you want to start this group? He said, I was at the Lee School Talent Show one night, and I was watching a group perform called the Funk Effects. When they called their name to come on the stage, he said, all the girls were screaming. I looked at Ronnie and Bobby and Mike, and I was like, yo, that's what I want. You know, I was shocked that he said that. But this is the proof that we don't know our history about where things come from in the city. This is why we are so thinking that we're the king of this block or this neighborhood. No, we should all be representing the city so that the city can come up, so that we can have a better platform, our own stuff to promote, produce. That's it. You know, that's what this is supposed to be all about.
I'm with you. That's why I do. That's why I go to. I leave Boston and I promote Boston. I travel every Wednesday 2 hours to go to Springfield to rep Boston 617. I was born in Cambridge, but I rep Boston. It's right there, right over the bridge. And the capital.
That's my city.
That's right. Boston is the capital, so you're supposed to rep Boston. And people like, you weren't born in Boston. I don't give a fuck if I wasn't born in Boston. You're supposed to rep the capital where you're from. What major state are you from? Boston 617. Stand up for real. Adidas, the 3 stripes. Come on, like
no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
So I agree with you 100%. And this is, this is not me trying to, come on an interview and brag, but people need to know, the history of this art form. See?
Yeah.
You have to know this history of this art form. How do you know where you're going if you don't know where you came from? That's what this is about. We broke the barriers and now the torch is being passed. I would love to be instrumental in helping pass this torch and keeping it going. This is why I stay in this game. Because, every now and then you see something going wrong and you got to come in and say, no, don't do it like that.
Yes, fact.
And one of the things I can say is that I am proud of all the artists that I've worked with. I'm so proud of them that they're not giving up. And I just hope that we can all come together and do something global. I've been talking to my man Don about doing this Boston to Be More tour because I'm dealing with a couple of artists out here that I'm trying to get to do an event in Boston. This is the stuff we got to do: create our own platforms, our own venues, make our own money. This is the stuff that we have to do.
I did a battle.
Yeah.
In August. I did a battle in August in Haverhill at a barber shop. And I thought I was going to see more support from Boston, and I didn't really get that support. And it's okay, though, because now I'm going to start doing shows out of state. So those people that didn't want to support me in Boston, it's okay. But I still rep Boston, and I will until I die. That's how it goes.
Well, you got to continue to rep
different states.
That's right. You got to continue to rep Boston because when you become, if you notice I didn't say if, when you become super globally successful, right, they'll know that global success was created by a motherfucker from Boston. See, this is the purpose for repping where you come from. No matter how far I go, if I go to the moon and start a production company up there, they're gonna be like, where'd all this come from? Beantown, nigga. Freeze up.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. See, so this is what repping your city is about. You know what I mean? So when people start learning what it's about, that's when you're gonna realize where you came from. That's when you're gonna realize where you're going. You know?
Yeah.
I got mad love for my whole city, man. You know, I miss being up there. You know, I had a few complications, some legal stuff down here I had to straighten out. So, you know, and one thing about me, I've grown up a lot. So, you know, I don't like ducking and looking over my shoulders, because this is the stuff that they try to use to hold you back. And now I refuse to be held back anymore, you know. But I will be up there in January. I'm coming to see all my people, my man Feta, Tone Lopes. I'm come see JB, Jackie Brown. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming to see my man 100 Gram, Preem Richardson, Bugsy Streets. You understand? He wanted me to come through. I'm ready to pull up on him and, yeah, what's up, my nigga? You know what I mean? And all the people, Dawn Hazel, Black Widow, Chemo. I'm coming to see everybody. When I ain't gonna be there but a few days, but I'm gonna be riding all over the city. You can believe that. You know?
I hope
so
your interview come.
I say it again?
I hope to do your interview in person when you come to Boston.
Facts. I was about to say that to you, that would be super good. I would love to do it. I believe I'm supposed to be doing one also with Bugsy Streets. So that's my dude. Bugsy, matter of fact, Bugsy was on the track with the Don Hazel I'm a Gangster soundtrack. You know? It's just so many artists that I had the chance to work with in a short period of time. You know? And I want to send you one of the tracks so you can hear my intro, because I was hoping to have you on my laptop screen and then play it off my phone so you could hear it. But it didn't work out that way. I had to go revert to my phone. But I'm gonna send it to you so you can hear it. And
who inspired you to start becoming a DJ?
Okay, so as I said, you know, my uncle Vern Catron worked at WILD in Boston. A lot of cats watching probably have no idea what WILD is.
Yeah,
and he got me hooked up over at WRBB at Northeastern University. And so I was basically just making mixtapes because I could get free records from the New England DJ Association, not necessarily free, but they were like a few pennies a month. Literally a few pennies a month. So they basically were free. And I would always get records before anyone else. What made me want to keep doing it was I always had the hottest shit before anybody got it. That was the beauty of being hooked up with the New England DJ Association. You got promotional copies of records long before they came out. So while other DJs are going down to Skippy White's down the North End, right, down South End, to cop records, right? I was copping records there too in the beginning, right? But they're copping records that I already have. So they're wondering at my parties, like, oh, where you get that at? What is that? Who is that? You'll see it's coming out, right? And they would have to go back afterwards and get it. I think the joy of being able to be one of the best. See, you got to have confidence to be able to say you're one of the best. I started out as DJ Hollywood. Now I am the legendary DJ Hollywood, right? And so when I got on to doing mixtapes at WRBB with Wallace T, Skeeter, I felt like I'm coming up now on my own. I'm not riding off the coattails of my uncle and Tom Joyner, you know? So I said, yeah. I started getting more professional gigs. I don't know if you remember the legendary producer, Alan Heyman.
Yeah,
Alan Heyman was responsible for all of the concerts that came to the Providence Civic Center. If you saw groups like Run DMC, Grandmaster Jay, Melly Mel, Houdini, at Providence Civic Center, it would say, "This is an Alan Heyman production." You would hear it on the radio and be like, "Oh yeah, this about to go down," you know?
Yeah.
So my first professional gig outside of radio was me playing music before the groups came out at the Providence Civic Center for Alan Heyman. So, you know, I just felt like this is my calling right here. This is my thing right here. Because none of my peers had climbed up to that level yet. They were still doing, you know, house parties, block parties, and not to diminish what they do, you know, but they hadn't gotten to that level yet. But what I would do was, all of my peers, I'll be like, "Look, I'm about to do a show at Providence Civic Center. Come with me. All you gotta do is grab some crates. You know, you have to find some way to get your people in, right? Grab some milk crates with the records. You get the speakers. You grab the turntables. I only got 2 turntables. All right, you grab one and you grab one. Because you're trying to get as many. Yeah, this is my whole crew. Come on, man. You can't bring the whole crew in here. Man, they carrying my stuff. Let's go." You know?
Yeah.
And so that's how you got your people in back then. And I got real good at this. I got real good at being a part of this music stuff. And that's something about what you do is you are the first person that should recognize whether you're good at what you do. Other people see you afterwards and, you know, kind of like, "Yeah, heard a lot about this dude. He ain't half bad," you know, until they see you more. And they're like, "Yeah, that's my man. He's good." You come from the dude all the way from, "And I ain't never heard of that dude," to, "Man, he ain't half bad." Now, next time they see you at a show, "My man, yo, Hollywood, what's up? You remember me?" You know? So,
yeah.
And when you think about all of these things that keep you motivated, that's the kind of energy you want to instill in the people that come behind you and the people that you work with.
Facts.
Never ever forget where you came from and try to give that back to the people who you work with.
Facts.
Positive energy. You know what I mean? It's gonna be times where somebody don't have a car. "Where you at? I'm about to come get you. I got to get you to the studio. Got to get you to the show." This is all part of getting somebody from point A to point B, from one level to the next. Right. And so I just never ever forgot that feeling that it gave me to be able to yell out to a crowd, not just throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care, right? This is old school DJing to me. This is what made the crowd rock, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I believe that when you have that kind of power, that's what makes you want to keep doing it. That you got the power to make the people scream right now. They're having fun, you know? And so for me, I don't think it's ever going to die till I'm in my grave. I'm hoping if they bury me in a coffin somewhere, make it a coffin like with 2 turntables on the top of it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I respect it.
And I just want people to remember, you know, the people who came before them, pass it on to the people that are coming behind you, do all of this shit together. Let's do something big.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm for it.
You got to do something big. You got to do something so big that nobody's ever going to forget about it.
Yes, that's what I've been saying. Oh my God, I've been saying that. I'm like, we got to reverse the curse. Everyone's talking bad about Boston. When I go to different states, they're like, "Oh, Boston's curse." Nah, not Boston's curse. We're going to reverse the curse. It's our turn to reverse the curse in the music industry. And I feel like, you know, I'm 42, so it's our generation that needs to do it for our kids. You know what I'm saying? If we don't make the change for Boston, then it's going to get worse and worse, more separated, more divided, instead of uniting as one and putting Boston on, like you're saying. That's why I do what I do. That's why I travel every Wednesday, 2 hours there to Springfield to rep Boston, and then come back 2 hours. And, you know, I do that for Boston, even though Springfield, they say, you know, is different from Boston, but 617 and Springfield 413, you know, it's different. But that's what I do. I go and I rep Boston. That's why I do this, is for Boston. When I travel, it's for Boston. It's not for myself. The Iccy Showw is not just for me. It's for uniting everyone to make the connection. 52 states.
Yeah,
That's what I want to hear of Boston in the Iccy Show. 52 states. That's my goal before my time is to go. I really want to do that. I want everyone that is fired to connect. There's only a small circle of industry that comes together that's real, recognized real. If you're really serious about your craft, then you're going to try to do it as hard as I've been trying to do. I mean, I'm a mother first. I always say that. And then I work in 2 jobs now. And, you know, everything else with my health and all this, you know, like life has been crazy for 2020. I've seen 5 of my relatives pass within a couple of years. And with how I had the tumor removed in July and then the emergency surgery in August, and you know, and I'm supposed to be doing chemo right now, and I'm not even doing that. I'm going beyond what the doctors were telling me to do because it was killing me. They were killing me by giving me that medicine, and I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So my boy had cancer, and he didn't do the chemo either, and he's a survivor. He told me what to drink and certain things, so I've been doing like natural, like aloe drinks and things like this. But, you know, that's why I'm doing this. I want my son and my kids to grow up and be like, oh, my mom reversed the curse. There's a party that reversed the curse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You understand? Like, they need a foundation for Boston to be positive, not that negative.
Yeah, and the sooner the better, because, you know, you don't get many chances to reunite. See, it's quick and easy to separate from somebody due to some misunderstanding or hate. You know, half the times cats are hating or females are hating, and you don't even know why the fuck you hating. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't even know the person. You just don't like them because that's not you. You know what I mean?
Right. I love everyone. That's the difference of me. I love everybody.
Yeah, my man told me a long time ago, he said, that nigga hate me because he want to be me. See, you know, this is not what it's about. It's really about, all right, how do you go to a person who you see is good and say, yo, son, that shit was fire, yo. Please show me how you did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, this is how you network with people as opposed to sitting on the sideline hating. You know, this unity has to come together, man. The hating has to stop. That's the only way we're gonna progress, you know. And I tell you, when we think about all of the stuff that Boston has been through, you know, and I'm coming talking about Boston for years, back before a lot of this stuff was even possible, social media and all that. Where you had to go around the city if you was promoting something and put big ass posters on the telephone poles and shit. You know?
I done it.
I mean, so when I think about a lot of that stuff, I'm like, wow, yo, we really put some work in. Matter of fact, I got some posters in here now where I put up for the Talent Show at the Lee School back in 2019, 18. You know, David Vaughn calls me from Florida. He's like, yo, man, I need you to help me with the street team, man. You know, they don't know. They just put it on Facebook like that's gonna promote it. No, you gotta go to the street still. You know, just because you got it on social media saying we having a show here or my artist is gonna perform live here, nigga, okay, that's fine. What if the day you put it up, somebody's on a hiatus for a minute? I ain't gonna be on social media for a week. Now you lost some viewers who would possibly be patrons at your venue. This is the reason why when you promote something, you got to do the footwork too. You know, you got to go to the radio stations, holler at the DJs and the producers there. My man, look, what's gonna cost me to get you to play a couple of these joints for me?
Yeah,
got to come out your pocket. You know, and you got to make it work.
He got some fire beats for real, like Feta. They both got some fire beats out there.
Yeah, Feta's doing it right now. He's definitely doing it. Him and Tone Lopes always been in the mainstream as far as making the beats. That's what they do. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you ever just I used to sit in that basement with Feta and watch him put them beats together. He'd be like, yo, Wood, you got to hear this, son.
Yeah.
You understand? And it would be fire, you know? Tone Lopes too, you know? So I watched these brothers, you know, accumulate the equipment that they wanted to have to make better beats than the beats they made before. It wasn't like they just kept doing the same old thing. This is the proof of artists that respect their craft. See, if you respect your craft, then you're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep making it better, you know? Yeah, so that's, you know, one of the things that I miss about being able to be so mobile. See, sometimes you can't be as mobile as you would like, you know? And that comes from the lack of unity that we have with one another, which prevents us from being as successful as we should be. See, we should be way more successful in Boston right now than we are, you know?
I would like to have a award show. I would, because the TV station I host on Wednesdays, they do like an award show. I would like to, if I make it to, you know, the way I want to, say a year, I would like to have
not if, Jackie, not if, when. When you make it.
When I make it. I appreciate it.
Right.
I appreciate it. So I would like to have an award show for everyone in Boston. You have to be from Boston because Boston never had that. And there's so much talent in every direction. Either if it's the best mom and pop shop, you know, I'm talking about anyone in Boston, any shop. I want everyone to be up for an award, an actor, a producer, manager, and do like the top 10 of Boston, because Boston has so much talent. Fuck the top 5 or top 3, top 10, because there's so much talent in Boston that needs to be go worldwide. Yeah, when I go to places that go, who do you like for Boston artists? And I'll give a list of, and they'll think I'm only gonna say 1, 2. No, I'll give you a whole list of names because there's so much great talent, either from near New Hampshire or Rhode Island, or you know, New England has so much great talent, and we can come together and unite, like for real. In it, you know, that's what I really want to do. That's why I do my show. That's why I go to New York so frequently, like how I do. And so that's why I go to Springfield every week. If I really wasn't about doing this craft like I do, I wouldn't travel every Wednesday for Boston. 2 hours there, 2 hours back. And I'm in Springfield and I'm repping Boston. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's near New York. I'm on the opposite side. Boston. It's not, oh, the Iccy Showw or Jackie Brown. No, I say Boston because I want Boston to be out there, 52 states, and I want them to be like, oh, Boston got that reverse the curve, you know, or Boston got that big award show, or Boston got the most talk shows, or Boston got the most talent, but being known and that everyone unites together. I hate.
Well, you do have that. You have that in Boston. You have, if you go back and look back to our history, we have a lot of original people that came from here. Malcolm X was from Boston. You understand? Yeah. Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs came from Boston. New Edition came from Boston. So when we talk about all of these things, these are foundations for the Boston team to continue on. It ain't like we new to this. We're not new to this genre of production. We've been doing this. And before the Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs and the New Editions, you understand, you had your underground people who did the same thing that was going on in New York when they did Breaking in Beat Street. You understand? We were doing the very same thing here. Yeah. The only problem was we never really got a grip on it to produce it and move it forward. You know? Right. You know, look at now. The Olympics has now decided to make break dancing a fucking sport.
I didn't know that.
So I didn't know that. It's now dope. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, Now that I can't dance like that no more, now you motherfuckers want to make this a sport. You know what I'm saying?
After though, you should be able to be up for an award. That's what I'm saying. You guys, let's see. Look,
Exactly. Exactly.
Award. I think Boston, DJ Boston Black. I think he deserves to get an award. Like different categories. That's what I'm saying. You guys deserve to get what they didn't give you guys. You understand what I'm saying?
I surely do. I kept telling DJ Black when I was up there. I went to where were we at? Brockton. He was doing a show out. Was it Brockton? I can't remember. It was. I know it was a New Year's, and we went. I went to go see him DJing, and at that point we were talking about putting some events together. You know, and I just want to at this point now get past the just having conversations about putting events together and have conversations about, so when we're gonna meet up and finalize this, you know, put this in traction, you know, because there's too many opportunities. The monkey wrench in the game for me right now is COVID-19. Like they have literally shut the country down with this bullshit, you know. And for me, I know they created all this nonsense, and you know, I know they have a political agenda for why they're doing it. You know, I ain't gonna even get, that's a whole different topic. You know what I mean? But I know that most of what it is to deter folks like us from being successful. You know, to put monkey wrenches and obstacles in the way.
Yeah, but, you know what? I believe in that. You know why? Because I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, King. But the reason why I say that, I agree with you 100% because I'm 42, and it seems like everyone that I'm meeting that is like at the next part to get where they should be to put the city on, there's a block, right? And those people are around 40s. I'm going to say like 40s to in their 50s. Like I think Sonny Thompson, he should be getting an award for putting that Don Hazel the Gangster movie out. You know, the one that acted as Red in it. That's out on YouTube. Right. I think that should get it because he put so many people to unite together that was from different categories to unite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And because we don't have that. One of the things that I want to piggyback off of was what I heard Jay-Z and Puffy Combs say, and several other artists on their level. And when I say on their level, I'm talking about their success and their financial success, who have a huge platform that people follow. Our biggest problem is we rely on other entities to create out of our success and to not accommodate us, but to validate us. You know, I don't need you to validate me. Jay-Z says it in one of his songs. I don't need the Super Bowl. You need me. You understand? They wanted him to perform at the Super Bowl. He said, nah, not me. I don't need the Super Bowl. You need me. You know what I mean? So this is a positive statement that he makes in this song, because he's telling you that you can have your own shit. You don't got to rely on them because they really don't want you there. They want to control you there. So if we had our own awards show, we don't have to have a specific title like they got the Grammys and the Oscars. You got the Grammys and the Oscars. Okay. We got the Boston Best Talent Award show, you know, and if it's promoted correctly, you understand, we could have all of those different categories in which you give artists awards to. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, best DJ, best promoter, best producer, best rap artist, you know, best vocal artist, best opera artist. I mean, come on, we got all of these categories we could give awards to, but we won't come together. That's right. We won't come together and create a platform to do it on. That's what it's about. You know, got to create a platform to do this. And the platform has to be your own. The venue has to be your own so that when you make money, you can pay your artists, not charge your artists to perform on your venue. Who does that? Who charges an artist to perform on your venue? Like, that's ridiculous to me. Oh, before I forget, I was trying to think of it in my head. Mad shout out to my man, 100 Grand, Wizzle Mac. So,
I had him on the Iccy Show. He's
that's my dude.
He's funny. He makes
yes.
me laugh, for real.
That's right. So I didn't get to say that. I wanted to say that I worked with him on the Don Hazel I'm a Gangster track too. You know?
Yeah.
And
that talent. Father like son.
Right.
His son like him.
Yep. You know, so I mean, I worked with everybody. I worked with L Boogie before she passed away. God bless L Boogie. Tiffany Drama. You know, all of these artists who are out here now. My girl, Bay Holla. You know what I mean? So, you know, all of these artists that I had a chance to be in the company of or work with, watch them perform or perform with them, working with them. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And, you know, one thing I wanted to say is that you'll know when legendary DJ Hollywood is hosting, because you're going to hear, it's the legendary DJ Hollywood. When you hear that, you know that's me. It's official. You know, I do that on everything I host. That's first before anything else. That's my signature. Almost like my man DJ Khaled, who says what? We the best music. You know, that's his signature.
Yeah.
So that that's my signature. So when people hear that, they're like, yo, that's Wood right there, boy. So I just, you know, I love being a part of this music industry. I'm never gonna stop, you know, and I hope Boston stands up and unites with one another so that we can create a platform. As I said, shout out to Preem Richardson. He's always instrumental in trying to unify us as a people so that we can have our own stuff, you know?
Yeah, shout out to Supreme. I appreciate him. He did help us with the donations. When I helped Victor, we did donations for the cancer kids and Alzheimer's and dementia.
Right.
And I did all the cooking, and he sponsored a lot of toys. So shout out to Supreme Entertainment. He's good people. He does
good people.
Last in March or April when it first started, he did a luncheon for people that needed a lunch. Me and my son dropped off some food over there for them to pass out. It was a good feeling, you know.
Well, all of you all, you know, my Boston family, y'all are all my Boston family. I always get notifications when you all go live or do something. I don't always jump in because I'm really busy trying to do stuff, and I'm trying to set this. I'm trying to, as they say, get this bag together so that I can do a few other things and help promote some venues of my own, you know, so that we can come together. Because this is ridiculous that we don't have our own venues. But yeah, and the BMG boys, Bugsy Streets, you know, him and Preem hand in hand, they like, you know, they like superheroes in the hood for real when it comes to this kind of stuff, you know. I never like to underscore or undercut the great talent that specific artists have. My man Don Hazel, another superhero in this game, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of this stuff doesn't even happen on the levels that it's happening now without these superheroes, you know? So, and we got to be mindful of that.
Rika should get an award. Rika deserves to get an award because she's done a lot of filming for a lot of talent everywhere. She even travels.
She is the movie maker of the century right now. You understand? She's on everything right now. Shout out to Rika and Rika Studios. Shout out to oh my goodness.
What's your social media?
Huh?
Tell them your social media so they know where to go link with you.
I'm at on Instagram, on IG, I'm at the legendary DJ Hollywood. The legendary DJ Hollywood. I'm also on Facebook at Aldrich Hunter. That's ALDRICHHUNTER. My company is Phase 5 Productions, and I am desperately trying to unite with the people who want to network and make this global for our city, you know, and be one of those cats that can put it on for the city, who can officially say, oh yeah, I put it on for my city, you know. I hear people using, yeah, I hear people saying they put it on for their city, you know. I believe love is a verb, you know, an action word. You know, people kind of use phrases like they're coining a phrase of the day, like paid in full and so many other phrases they use. Putting it on for your city really means you put it on for your city. Like you're instrumental in what goes on in there, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, you know? But like I said, you know, I also want to make sure that we shout out to Spike James Films, you know. Yeah, she really, really put it on for me when I was doing the legendary DJ Hollywood Presents the Queens of the Streets, you know. And, you know, sometimes we're able to finish projects, sometimes we're not. We have to move on. We have to keep going and keep doing things and keep doing music and keep doing music, you know. And as long as we keep doing that, we're going to keep putting it on for the city, you know. Yeah. But
so are you looking to post any mixtapes or anything like that? Someone wants to reach out to you?
Say it again.
Are you looking to host mixtapes? If people want to reach out to you and they want you to host their mixtape, you know, I'm sure there's
absolutely.
a small fee, but...
Absolutely. But we can work that out. You know what I mean? My main objective is, like I said, I want to put it on for the city. You know, of course we know that this industry is an art form, but it's also a business. So, you know, we always got like your homeboys that come, man, I need you to host my track for me, man. You're going to do that for me, man. I hear you on all these tracks. Yeah, you got to get your checkbook together, baby. You know, come on, let's be real. You know, if I was Joe Blow, you would pay him. Why would you not pay me? I'm your man. You know, why would you not want to see me successful? And what we got to do is stop thinking that everything is free. Everything's not free because you know me. You know, everything's not free. Beats aren't free. I see my man Feta posting all the time. Beats are not free. You know how long it takes me to put this stuff together in here? I'm putting a piece of your artistry together so that you can be successful. And when you're successful, you're not going to sell your single or your CD for free.
Right.
So what music I've supplied for you, that shouldn't be free. You know, the intro shouldn't be free. You know, the production and distribution, none of that is free. You know, so we have to be more business minded is what I'm saying. We have to all think.
Not free.
Exactly. We have to be more business minded. That's how we're going to get to the bag. And as I keep telling these young kids now, Wood, I'm trying to get to the bag. I said, nigga, can that bag fit in your pocket? Well, I usually stash mine in my sock. That ain't no bag. All right. So if you can fit it in your sock or your pocket, it ain't a bag. You know? And that's just basically that in a nutshell. You know, you got to think big. Do everything big. If you do everything big, even think big, you have no other choice but to come out big. That's what this is about. You know? Being global, you know?
52 states, baby. You know, Iccy Show's gonna do it for Boston, so I'm almost there. So.
Absolutely. You know, we got to get you one of them global antennas they have that you can broadcast all around the world.
Heck yeah, definitely.
You know?
That would be dope. Get on one of those things and be like, tune in right now, the Iccy Show, 52 states.
Exactly. You know? See, this way we don't have to ask people permission. You know, I mean, of course, we have to legally get permission from the radio industries who promote airwaves. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It slips my mind right now. But, of course, there's a broadcasting association that, you know, authorizes you to broadcast that way, you know. Of course, once that's approved, then of course you can do whatever you want to do, you know. But it's really a pleasure to be on the Iccy Show. My girl Jackie Brown,
I got the new shirt.
and I see you out there globally. I see it.
Snapchat and Instagram. You can put your phone right there, and you come right through me.
Okay. And I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you're doing something that's going to put it on for the city, giving people a platform.
Thank you, Bob.
Yep, giving people a platform so that they can have some way of letting people know who they are and expressing their talent, because we don't have a lot of that. You have people that say they have podcasts and, opportunities to express their talent. But, we got somebody real in the city right now. I see you, JB, doing your thing. So,
thank you, baby. I appreciate you. You're a legend. You're an OG legend in my eyes. Right?
I'm just trying to stay young a little bit, So I got to stay.
Boston.
I'm coming next month.
Woo-hoo.
Facts. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be up there next month, and I'm gonna run through the city like I never have before.
Here comes Santa.
You already. So I do got another engagement I gotta head out to, and I hope that we can set something up. So when I'm there, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit you up 2 weeks before I'm coming.
Okay.
That way I know your schedule's packed because I almost didn't get in here. You know what I mean? So, but I see you was like, nah, I'm squeeze somebody out the way or move somebody over. I got you, son. So, but I like I said, when I say about us being business minded, that's one of the things we have to be business minded about. Time is money. So what I don't like to do is waste people's time. I don't like people wasting mine either. This is why, like I told you earlier, at 10:30, you understand, I was already set up. Because I did it at 10 o'clock. Turned my laptop on, turned my phone on, plugged the charge in, plugged my speakers into the phone, all that so I could hear it, because my intention was to play something for you. But I couldn't because I couldn't get it to my laptop. I don't know what the hell that was about. It's still.
That's the hate. They don't want us to see together. That's why, because we're thinking the same way.
And they're probably like, oh, they just trying to promote their stuff. They trying to promote their stuff. but you got, matter of fact, I need you to send me your email.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send you mine. See, that way I could send you tracks, I don't want to do it on the Facebook because it's not gonna come out correct.
You can send it in the messenger.
I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah, it comes the same way because I get a lot of artists' music within it. It's dope.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. And so, that's what I'll do.
I hope you have a blessed Merry Christmas, a happy, healthy New Year, and I hope to see you in January in Boston.
I sure will be there. I'm bringing Boss Lady with me. She gonna make sure I stay focused. That's what she does. You gotta have somebody in your life to keep you grounded, man. Check your ass every now and then.
Fact. You always be a team. You keep a team.
That's right. Well, even if you look at the game of chess, right? Who protects the king?
The queen. Big
all
fact.
Day. So, anybody that don't understand that, then they don't know anything about chess. So that's a good thing. Shout out to my wife, Yvonne, too. She was instrumental in the I'm a Gangster soundtrack and the Queens of the Street soundtrack, And I just want to, definitely get up there so I could throw some stuff together, man, in the time that I have to be up there. You know
what I'd like to see? You can mention this to me. I would like to have him come out with a movie for Boston with all the OGs from his time and do all from you know, get together with all your old pictures when you guys were younger and see if you can incorporate that. And like, you know, like Grumpy Old Men, something like that, but for Boston 617 with the OGs, like around your time that have all the talent and put you guys all in, you know, even it doesn't matter what side you rap or anything, but unite as one and have it as OG Boston 617, a movie, something like that.
Well, I'm definitely trying to put something together like similar to that. I just was talking to Ace. Ace does a lot of work, mostly with Mark Wahlberg. So you know, Mark's our homeboy. So you know, we all grew up together. So I wanted him to think about helping us put together the story of the Funk Effects. Only because it goes all the way back up until now with the new artists and the new things that went on in the city, all the way up until now, you know? So shout out to my man Mark Wahlberg too. Shout out to Ace and Big Ace Productions. You know, shout out to everybody, man. And if I forgot you, please understand. You know what I mean? The fella's not that young anymore, so I don't remember everything. But I will be up there in January. It was a pleasure talking with you, Jackie. And I love you putting me on and allowing me to tell my story. And I appreciate this venue. Anybody that's listening, make sure you shout out Jackie Brown, So Iccy Showw, because this is the platform for you to make sure you can put it on for your city. If that's what you intend to do, put it on for your city. Just remember. All right. And to Boston, I love y'all. 617, freeze up. It's the legendary DJ Hollywood, and I'm out of here.
Stay blessed. Happy holidays, everybody.
You as well.